For thousands of years, the galaxy believed humanity was weak. From far away, alien civilizations watched the small blue planet called Earth. They saw humans fighting each other. They saw humans arguing over land, power, and resources. To the powerful alien empires, humans looked primitive. Their ships were small. Their technology looked young. Their civilization looked divided. In the halls of the Galactic Council, many alien leaders spoke about Earth. Some believed humans might grow into a powerful species one day. But others were not willing to take that risk. Among them was a powerful empire known as the Xylar Dominion. The Xylar were ancient. Their empire had ruled large parts of the galaxy for thousands of years. Their fleets were massive, and their weapons were feared. To them, humanity looked like a dangerous animal that had not yet grown its claws. And they believed it was better to destroy the animal before it became strong. One day, the council gathered for an important meeting. Hundreds of alien representatives filled the massive chamber. Floating screens showed the image of Earth slowly turning in space. A Xylar commander stepped forward. His voice echoed across the chamber. "Humans are violent," he said. "They fight each other constantly. If they ever unite, they will become a threat to the galaxy." Some council members were unsure. Humans had never attacked another alien race. Earth had not even discovered faster-than-light travel yet. But fear is a powerful thing. The Xylar commander continued speaking. "Right now, humans are weak. Their technology is young. Their defenses are small." He paused. "If we wait, it may be too late." The room became quiet. One by one, several alien empires began to agree. Soon, a vote was called. The decision that followed would become one of the greatest mistakes in galactic history. The vote passed. The council had chosen war. Far away, hidden in deep space, massive alien fleets began preparing. Thousands of warships powered their engines. Massive carriers opened their launch bays. Planet-cracking weapons were armed. The plan was simple. Strike Earth quickly. Destroy humanity before they had time to react. The alien leaders believed the war would end in a single day. They believed humans would panic and surrender. But they did not understand one important thing about humanity. Humans may fight each other. Humans may argue and disagree. But when something threatens their home, humans become something very different. 3 days later, the alien fleets arrived. Without warning, hundreds of massive warships appeared at the edge of Earth's solar system. Human satellites detected the signals immediately. At first, scientists believed it was a mistake. But the signals were real. Unknown ships were entering the solar system. And they were moving toward Earth. Within minutes, emergency alerts spread across the planet. Military commanders rushed to their stations. Governments tried to understand what was happening. Then the first alien message arrived. The message was simple. Human civilization has been judged a future threat. You will surrender immediately. No resistance will be tolerated. Panic spread across Earth. The sky soon filled with strange lights as alien ships moved closer. Human fleets launched to intercept them. But compared to the alien armadas, human ships looked tiny. The first battle began near the orbit of Mars. Human ships fired everything they had. Missiles. Railguns. Nuclear weapons. But the alien shields barely moved. Within minutes, several human ships were destroyed. Across the galaxy, alien observers watched the battle. They believed the result was obvious. Humanity would fall. Earth would be conquered. The war would end quickly. But they did not see what was happening far away from the battle. Deep beyond the orbit of Pluto. Hidden in the darkness of space. Something massive began to wake up. Ancient shipyards powered on. Long silent weapon systems activated. Huge metal gates slowly opened. Inside those hidden structures were ships the galaxy had never seen before. Gigantic human war machines. Built in secret. Prepared for a war humanity always feared would come. On Earth, a single message was sent through secure military channels. The message was only 3 words. Authorization granted. Activate Titans. And in the darkness beyond Pluto, the first Titan began to move. The galaxy believed humanity was weak. Very soon, they were about to learn how wrong they were. The alien fleets believed the war was already over. From their massive command ships, the Xylar commanders watched the battle near Mars. Human ships were smaller. Their weapons were weaker. One by one, human vessels were destroyed. To the alien admirals, the result looked obvious. Humanity was losing. Across Earth, billions of people watched the sky with fear. News channels showed images of burning ships in orbit. Military leaders held emergency meetings. For the first time in human history, the entire planet faced the same enemy. But something strange began to happen. Human fleets stopped retreating. At first, alien commanders thought it was desperation. Humans were simply refusing to run. But the truth was very different. Across the solar system, secret military signals were being transmitted. Hidden bases on the moon suddenly powered on. Old asteroid mining stations revealed powerful weapon platforms. Deep under the oceans of Earth, sealed bunkers opened after remaining silent for decades. The alien fleets did not understand what they were seeing. Humanity had not been unprepared. For many years, human leaders had quietly feared this exact moment. They had watched the stars. They had listened for signals. And they had asked one simple question. What if we are not alone, and they are not friendly? Because of that fear, humanity had built secret defenses across the solar system. Not everyone knew about them. But they were there. Waiting. Near Jupiter, an abandoned research station suddenly came alive. Its outer shell broke apart, revealing a massive hidden cannon aimed directly at space. Near Saturn, dozens of small human ships appeared from behind the rings. They were fast, heavily armed, and ready for war. Even the asteroid belt became a battlefield. What the aliens believed were simple rocks suddenly began firing missiles. The Xylar commanders started to feel something they rarely experienced. Confusion. How did the humans build all this? One commander asked. They were supposed to be primitive. But humans had learned something important from their long history. Hope for peace. But always prepare for war. The alien fleets continued moving toward Earth. Their warships were still powerful. And they still had greater numbers. But now the battle was becoming slower. Harder. More dangerous. Human forces were not trying to win yet. They were buying time. Every minute mattered. Every second counted. Because far beyond the battlefield, something enormous was moving. Beyond Pluto, in the dark edge of the solar system, the hidden shipyards were now fully awake. Massive structures that had remained silent for years now glowed with power. Inside them were ships unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. These were not simple warships. They were Titan-class battleships. Each Titan was the size of a small city. Their armor was built to survive planet-breaking weapons. Their engines could move entire fleets. And their guns were built to destroy armadas. Human engineers had designed them for the worst possible war. A war against an enemy stronger than humanity. A war humanity hoped would never come. But now it had. Inside the command deck of the first Titan, hundreds of human officers prepared for launch. The ship's name slowly appeared on the main screen. HFS Dominion. The captain looked at the growing list of battle reports from Earth. Human ships destroyed. Cities under attack. Alien fleets moving closer. He took a deep breath. Then he gave the order. Prepare Titan fleet for combat. Around the shipyard, giant docking clamps released their grip. Massive engines slowly powered on. The Titan began to move. At the same time, dozens of other massive shapes began leaving their hidden docks. Humanity's secret fleet was finally waking up. Back near Earth, the alien armada continued advancing. They believed victory was still certain. But a strange message suddenly appeared on their sensors. Multiple unknown ships detected. Mass readings were enormous. Larger than any human vessel on record. The alien commanders looked at the data with confusion. What are those ships? No one had an answer. Because the galaxy had never seen anything like them before. And as the Titan fleet moved silently toward the battlefield, the war that the galaxy thought would end in one day was about to become something far more terrifying. Humanity was no longer running. Humanity was preparing to fight back. And very soon, the galaxy would learn why attacking Earth was the worst mistake they had ever made. The alien armada was still moving toward Earth. Thousands of warships filled the darkness of space. Their commanders believed the humans were close to defeat. Several human fleets had already been destroyed, and many defense stations had fallen silent. To the alien admirals, victory was only a matter of time. But then their sensors detected something strange. Large objects were approaching from the outer edge of the solar system. At first, the signals looked like sensor errors. The mass readings were too large to be real. No ship could be that big. But the signals continued to grow stronger. Soon the alien fleet confirmed the truth. Unknown vessels were approaching at high speed. And they were massive. Inside the Xylar flagship, commanders stared at the tactical display. One officer spoke with confusion. These ships, they are larger than anything in our records. Another officer looked closer at the data. There are multiple vessels. At least 20. The room became quiet. Then the first image arrived. A giant human battleship slowly appeared on the screen. The ship was enormous. Its metal hull stretched across space like a moving fortress. Heavy armor covered every surface. Hundreds of weapon systems lined its sides. This was not a normal warship. It looked like a city built for war. The name of the ship appeared on the alien scanners. HFS Dominion. Behind it, more giant ships followed. One after another, the Titans of Earth entered the battlefield. Each one was bigger than anything the galaxy had ever seen. Human engineers had built them in secret for decades. These ships were never meant for normal battles. They were built for a nightmare scenario. A war where humanity stood alone against the galaxy. And now that war had arrived. Inside the command bridge of the HFS Dominion, Captain Elena Reyes stood calmly. Her crew watched the alien fleets on the massive tactical screens. Thousands of enemy ships filled the display. But no fear appeared on the faces of the Titan crew. They had trained for this moment for years. Captain Reyes gave the first order. All Titan ships, move into attack formation. The giant human fleet slowly spread across space. The alien commanders finally understood the danger. These ships were not defensive weapons. They were designed for destruction. The Xylar fleet immediately opened fire. Hundreds of alien weapons fired at once. Bright beams of energy shot across space. Missiles raced toward the Titans. For a moment, the battlefield filled with explosions. But when the light faded, the Titan fleet was still there. The alien weapons had barely scratched their armor. The Xylar commanders stared in shock. How is that possible? Human technology had advanced much further than they expected. Captain Reyes gave the next command. Fire main cannons. The Titans responded instantly. Massive energy weapons charged across the hulls of the giant ships. Then they fired. The blast from the HFS Dominion crossed space in a single flash of light. The beam struck the center of an alien battle group. 5 Xylar warships disappeared instantly. Another 7 ships were torn apart by the shockwave. Across the battlefield, the other Titan ships fired as well. Each shot destroyed entire formations of alien vessels. For the first time since the invasion began, the alien fleets were the ones retreating. Confusion spread across the enemy armada. Their commanders had expected weak resistance. Instead they had found something terrifying. Humanity had been hiding its true strength. The Titans moved slowly but powerfully through the battlefield. Smaller human ships followed behind them, attacking the damaged alien fleets. Every minute, more alien ships were destroyed. The Xylar flagship tried to regroup the fleet. But fear had already spread among their forces. No alien empire had ever faced warships like these. These were not ships. They were moving weapons of mass destruction. Inside the Galactic Council chambers, observers watched the battle in disbelief. The war that was supposed to end in one day had completely changed. Humanity was not losing anymore. Humanity was dominating the battlefield. And the Titan fleet had only just arrived. Captain Reyes looked at the tactical screen again. Hundreds of alien ships were still left. The war was far from over. But the balance of power had changed. Humanity was no longer defending Earth. Humanity was taking control of the war. And very soon, the galaxy would realize something terrifying. They had not attacked a weak species. They had awakened a civilization that had been preparing for war far longer than anyone imagined. And the Titans of Earth were only the beginning. The battle around Earth had completely changed. Only a few hours earlier, the alien fleets believed they were winning. Their ships had surrounded the planet. Their commanders believed humanity would soon surrender. But now everything was different. The arrival of the Titan fleet had shattered their plans. Across the battlefield, massive human battleships moved slowly but powerfully through space. Their heavy armor absorbed alien fire, while their enormous weapons destroyed enemy ships one after another. Alien fleets that once looked unstoppable were now breaking apart. Panic began spreading through the Xylar armada. Inside the alien flagship, the commanders argued loudly. This was supposed to be an easy victory. These human ships should not exist. But they do, another officer said quietly. And they are destroying us. On the tactical screen, more alien ships disappeared every minute. Entire battle groups were wiped out by the Titans. Human fleets that had once been retreating were now moving forward with confidence. Small human fighters swarmed around the Titans like protective birds around giants. Missile strikes and railgun fire finished off damaged alien vessels. For the first time since the invasion began, the alien fleets were running. The Xylar commander realized something terrible. If they stayed longer, their entire armada would be destroyed. He gave the order no alien commander wanted to give. All fleets, retreat from the solar system. The message spread quickly through the alien forces. Ships began turning away from Earth. Jump drives powered on as the invaders tried to escape. But the war was not finished. Captain Elena Reyes watched the enemy ships trying to flee. For a moment she said nothing. Then she spoke calmly. Do not let them escape. Human commanders had not forgotten what the aliens had done. Cities had burned. Millions had died during the first attacks. Humanity had not started this war. But humanity would decide how it ended. The Titan fleet moved forward again. Their massive engines pushed them deeper into the battlefield. Long-range weapons fired across space, targeting retreating enemy ships. More alien vessels exploded as they tried to escape. Some managed to jump away into deep space. But many were destroyed before they could leave. Within hours, the battlefield around Earth was filled with silent wreckage. Broken alien ships floated in orbit around Mars and Jupiter. The invasion fleet had been crushed. On Earth, people watched the news in shock and relief. Humanity had survived. But the war was far from over. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, alien leaders stared at the battle recordings with growing fear. The Xylar Dominion had been one of the strongest empires in the galaxy. Their fleets had conquered hundreds of star systems. And yet, humanity had defeated them in a single battle. A quiet voice finally spoke inside the council chamber. "We made a mistake." Another council member responded slowly. "No. We made the worst mistake in galactic history. Because now something even more dangerous was happening. Human fleets were not returning home. Instead, the Titans began forming new formations. Their navigation computers started calculating jump coordinates. Coordinates that did not lead back to Earth. They led somewhere else. Xylar territory. Captain Reyes stood on the command bridge of the HFS Dominion. Her officers looked at her carefully. Everyone knew what the next decision meant. One officer finally asked the question. "Captain, are we pursuing them?" Reyes looked at the screen showing the retreating alien fleets. Her voice was calm. "Yes. This war did not start in their territory. But it will end there." Moments later, the Titan fleet activated their jump drives. Space bent and twisted as the massive ships prepared to leave the solar system. Across the galaxy, alien sensors suddenly detected something terrifying. Human warships were leaving their home system. They were not retreating. They were advancing. For the first time in history, humanity was bringing war to the stars. And the galaxy was about to discover something frightening. Humans were not just good at defending their home. Humans were even more dangerous when they decided to fight back. Across the galaxy, fear was spreading. Alien sensors were detecting something impossible. Human warships were leaving their home system. The massive Titan fleet had activated their jump drives and disappeared from the solar system. But they were not retreating. They were moving deeper into the galaxy. Their destination was clear. The Xylar Dominion. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, chaos filled the room. Alien leaders spoke loudly, trying to understand what was happening. "This cannot be real. Humans do not even control many star systems. How are they attacking an interstellar empire?" But the battle reports kept arriving. Human ships were appearing inside Xylar territory. Entire defense stations were destroyed within minutes. The Titans moved like unstoppable giants through enemy space. Wherever they appeared, alien fleets were shattered. The Xylar Dominion had expected the war to end quickly. Now their own worlds were under threat. On the capital planet of the Xylar Empire, emergency alarms echoed across the cities. Civilians watched the sky with fear as human warships appeared in orbit. Massive Titan ships floated above the planet like dark mountains in space. The Xylar military prepared their last defensive fleet. Hundreds of warships gathered to protect their home world. It was the largest fleet the Dominion had ever assembled. But when the battle began, the result shocked the entire galaxy. The Titans fired their weapons. Within minutes, the Xylar defense fleet was destroyed. Alien ships exploded across the sky. Some tried to flee. Others fought desperately. But none of it mattered. Human technology was stronger. Human tactics were smarter. Human commanders were ruthless. Within an hour, the skies above the Xylar capital were silent. The once powerful empire had been defeated. Across the galaxy, every alien civilization watched the battle recordings. No one spoke. No one celebrated. They only watched in silence. Because now they understood something terrifying. Humanity had not attacked for conquest. Humanity had attacked to send a message. Inside the bridge of the HFS Dominion, Captain Elena Reyes looked down at the peaceful alien world below. Her officers waited quietly. Everyone knew what they were capable of doing. The Titans could destroy the planet in minutes. But Reyes did not give that order. Instead, she activated a galaxy-wide broadcast. The signal reached every star system. Every empire. Every civilization. A calm human voice filled the communication networks of the galaxy. We did not start this war. You attacked our home. You believed humanity was weak. There was a short pause. Then the voice continued. You were wrong. The message echoed across thousands of star systems. We do not seek to conquer the galaxy. But we will defend our home. And if anyone attacks Earth again. The next word sent chills across alien civilizations. We will not stop at fleets. We will not stop at empires. We will end the war completely. Remember this day. Then the message ended. Slowly, the Titan fleet turned away from the Xylar home world. The giant ships activated their jump drives. One by one, they disappeared into space. They were returning home. The war was over. The Galactic Council gathered once again, but this time no one argued. No one spoke about attacking Earth. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity was not the weakest species among the stars. Humanity was the most dangerous. From that day forward, alien empires avoided human space. Trade ships passed carefully through their territory. Diplomats spoke politely with human leaders. No one ever threatened Earth again. Because the galaxy would never forget what happened when they tried. They had attacked a divided planet. And in doing so, they had awakened a united humanity. And when humanity united, even the stars became silent.